alati yataqiha al-mukhlis bitabir an fikratin mu'ayyanah. Fa'inal awal yushiru ila itar al-mafahimil al-bashwa al-diniyah alati. Oke, kalau translate bahasa Inggrisnya ada di itu apa? Persedinya cuma al-isti'arah al-muta'addidah al-wasaid al-mafahim al-maslah. Al-isti'arah muta'addidah al-wasaid dia isti'arah alati mungkin ta'bir ada bisyakli mutazamin min khilali kedua al-qur'an isyar muta'addidah. Al-isti'arah mawjudah fi kulli makan ta'did min al-turuq wa ma asbaha dzalik katalah. Ba'da isti'arah al-bashariyah awil al-tashawur al-bashari ada kesemuanya tantarku wa firah min al-ma'lumat al-majaziyah wal akhir min marad al-adabiyah ad-dirasatu tajribiyah dan syirahul adab. Laqad tamma istifadah min tashawurati muta'alliq lughat lisaniyah li ta'allum lughat lisaniyah min khilali majmu' kabirah min al-arkan as-sabiqah. Ini jadi literatur review yang sudah pernah membahas terkait apa yang saya tercantum di literatur review. Ini semua Ukti Dwi, next. Oke, semua muasyir ilawan hajah. Ya, awal taslimu bahas desain penelitian. Yang tadi taslimu hadhihi dirasah naw'iyah haitsu ta'khushu ala ma'lumat al-lazimah min khilali al-usumat wa al-maqtu' ajiz. Cuma taunya ibadah at-tahlil muta'addid al-wasail abi tariqah al-naw'iyah aksar malaimah jadi dirasah nazar anna hadaf al-isi kana al-kashf an kaifiyah idrak ta'allum lughat al-arabiyyah al-arabiyah di amaliyati ta'allum lughat lisaniyah. Cuma wa bima anna at-tasnim an-naw'i yas'a ila tawshih wa fahmi wa tawdih tajarrubah al-lisaniyah. Fa huwa musyabbih bi tawshih al-anashir allati tushakkilu tajarrubah al-lisan. Ada kama qala Dormi. Al-musyaikun, semua musyaikun min makolati, al-musyaikun min makolati yani ujariat al-dirasa al-hadiyah di mahal al-jamiah di hadiri Indonesia dan Abdullahnya ikhtiar dibuka Samasyur 25 Samasyur waladina tatarawah amaruhum baina sitahsyar 16 wa ishrun 20 aman kan yahdurun al-fasyaw wa yadrusun al-lughah al-arabiyah dan isa'atain waqad tamma tanawul al-maharat al-lughawiyah arba' fi kutubihim al-madrasiyah karena ada buku wa isbihu malai di lughah al-arabiyah. Semua letak juga sama. Adalah ini seperti yang saya sampaikan tadi. Jadi hasil dari penelitian saya intinya itu kan bagaimana sih persepsi dari mahasiswa yang ada di pondok pesantren kampus terkait pembelajaran bahasa ini di kelas pemula ya. Nah, ini persepsinya digambarkan dengan metafor. Jadi kita analisis multimodal, jadi menggunakan gambar sama narasinya seperti ini. Nah, ini jadi ada 25 yang kami teliti, maksudnya 25 responden. Nah, yang dari 25 responden itu 3 yang saya filter, yang maksudnya paling bisa dimasukkan di sini. Oke, nah yang awalan adalah fungsi data ya seperti gambar ini. Nah di sini kita masuk di sini tertulis bahwasanya kolak atau tidak ya. Jadi dia berkata bahwasanya belajar bahasa Arab membawa kata-kata sehingga Arab lebih mudah kita berkomunikasi dengan orang di sana. Karena cita-cita saya ke luar negeri dan menjelajahi dunia sastra Arab. Dan itu saya juga ingin menyampaikan ilmu kepada anak-anak di desa dan daerah seperti Makolah, Al-Umum, Madrasatullah, dan pastinya juga akan mendapatkan al-abu gitu kan. Jadi dari mahasiswa ini yang ada di pondok ini, beliau menggambarkan narasinya ini seperti ini. Jadi dia ini berkeliling di negara-negara Arab seperti ini, ada Mesir, Arab, Dubai, Yaman, Lebanon. Terus beliau juga ingin mengajarkan ke anak-anaknya nantinya madrasatullah, itu ada gambar madrasah seperti itu nanti gambarkan atau sebagai menuju cita-citanya itu seperti itu. Oke, masuk ila sana, masuk di sana, yang ini karena beliau ingin memahami kitab-kitab yang dikaji untuk memperdalam ilmu agama. Jadi beliau belajar bahasa Arab itu ingin memahami kitab-kitab yang dikaji agama Islam. Bukhari, Dohan Makmum, Bulugul Maram. Oke, semua. Jadi refleksi dari mahasiswa yang ada di aku bahasa Arab itu ada di mana interest ila al-har al-mustaqbaliyah ainan akbar mu'an rumah selanjutnya keluarganya di majmu'ah mutanawiyah dengan usul bagi ma'adi belajar yang mutajiyah ditasi tingkatnya tasmi an-natai haistu takyid al-musyarikin di jasa halnya berjumpa di mahal jauhnya adalah yang harusnya ada presiden-presidennya nanti bisa dilihat di itu di prosedur the Alpha Lidon dan baik yang diguna pinapalati syukran jazilan alaikum jami'an. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Konferensi speech lomba tidak Malia. Kita di pagi hari dibimbing oleh pengajian dari Jawa Timur. Jadi kita terus idam kemarin kita berjumpa jadi di sini pengajiannya beda Malia. Masya Allah ya. Jadi saudara Kasirot seperti Afrika telah memaparkan materi tentang bahasa Arab yang begitu menyejukkan hati, ya. Oke, sebelum kita lanjutkan ke kita speaker yang kedua, nantinya teman-teman atau partisipan yang di online atau di ruangan ini, if you have any question, maybe you can raise hand and deliver your question to the speaker directly, or in Zoom meeting, you can type the question in the column chat box. Okay, so we are going to the next speaker, second speaker. She is Yunita Laila Zulfa from Sekolah Tinggi Agama Islam Sejak she earned bachelor degree in Arabic language education from Universitas Islam Yogyakarta atau Universitas Yogyakarta, and she continued master degree in Arabic language education also in UPI Bandung. And then for research area that you need interest is in educational studies, teaching Arabic, and then also language assessment, and then teaching Arabic as foreign language, and then Arabic language curriculum development, and the last one is values in language education. So, tanpa memperpanjang mukadimah, please welcome to Mbak Yunita. Thanks and words.
Halo. Yang terhormat sudah diberikan selaku presiden iRecall dan Bapak Ibu peserta maupun presenter yang hadir pada pagi hari ini. Di hadil fursa uqaddimu maqalati tentang modul Konferensi in the Arabic as an additional language speaking classroom. Kama arafna bi anna ukhtina al-karimah yakni tidak melihat pada tabhas maqalatna bil lughah al-arabiyah bahunaka sawqaddimu lakum maqalati bil lughah al-indonesia. Jadi setelah tadi Mbak Frida menjelaskan dengan bahasa Arab, saya akan mencoba menjelaskan dengan bahasa Indonesia. Introduction. Jadi di sini, kenapa saya mengambil tema ini seperti itu? Yang pertama, banyak ya sebagai guru bahasa seperti itu, kita itu ingin meningkatkan minat mahasiswa kita yang kita ajar agar bersemangat belajar bahasa Arab seperti itu. Nah, di sini pertama saya ingin meningkatkan keberhasilan pembelajaran dan kesenangan dan motivasi dalam belajar bahasa Arab. Nah, salah satu yang saya gunakan untuk meningkatkan motivasi ini, saya menggunakan metode pengajaran yang berbeda, yaitu memasukkan lagu-lagu di dalam pembelajaran saya. Nah, ini salah satu aplikasi yang diberikan di Fokus, yaitu bagaimana mengajarkan bahasa asing dengan memakai lagu. Ini adalah salah satu text meter yang saya gunakan untuk menuliskan artikel saya. Tujuan dalam penelitian saya ini untuk mengeksplorasi bagaimana emosi siswa yang terlibat belajar bahasa dengan masukan lagu ke dalam kurikulum untuk memperkuat kosakata. Jadi di sini kebanyakan ya kalau kita melakukan penelitian tentang bagaimana penggunaan metode itu melihat bagaimana efektivitas atau pengaruhnya menggunakan. Dari sini saya ingin melakukan sudah itu karena sudah banyak, jadi saya mengambil gamenya bagaimana perasaan siswa atau emosi siswa setelah melakukan pembelajaran bahasa Arab ditambahkan dengan metode bernyanyi. Oke, selanjutnya. Nah, ini literatur reviewnya nanti saya ada dua, yaitu yang pertama foto voice. Foto voice ini kenapa saya jadikan di literatur review? Karena nanti foto voice menjadi salah satu metode penelitian yang saya gunakan seperti itu. Mungkin saya sedikit bergambaran untuk metode penelitian foto voice ini. Dan mirip seperti Mbak Frida yang digunakan tadi, Mbak Frida juga menggunakan foto voice, tetapi kita beda konteks. Mbak Frida mengeksplorasi persepsi ya Mbak Frida ya, persepsi bahasa Arab. Kalau saya itu persepsi bukan persepsi tapi emosi atau perasaan siswa tentang setelah belajar bahasa Arab menggunakan ditambahkan lagu-lagu di dalamnya seperti itu. Nah ini foto voice sebenarnya itu awalnya untuk foto voice sendiri itu belum digunakan di bidang education atau pendidikan, tetapi lebih ke kesehatan dan di anak-anak. Jadi kan kalau kita di anak-anak yang masih kecil itu susah ya untuk mengungkapkan perasaannya. Itu kan kalau kita memiliki sedikit kesulitan. Tapi kalau kita menggunakan foto voice, menggunakan gambar itu akan mempermudah anak-anak untuk memahami perasaannya, digambarkan dengan apa, dicontohkan dengan apa perasaannya seperti itu. Tetapi sudah foto voice ini sudah ada yang menggunakan di bidang pendidikan. Oke, next Mbak. Nah ini kemudian saya literatur reviewnya itu bagaimana musik ini dimasukkan di pembelajaran bahasa. Instruksi di pembelajaran bahasa seperti itu. Ini beberapa penelitian sudah meneliti ya tentang pembelajaran bahasa yang ditambahkan lagu-lagu itu mengatakan lebih efektif, tapi memang kebanyakan bagaimana efektivitas dan sebagainya ya, dan belum mengeksplorasi emosi atau perasaan, bagaimana perasaan peserta didik kita. Oke. Lanjutnya Mbak. Nah, ini contoh dari foto voice yang sudah diterbitkan di jurnal Scopus juga ini. Ini tidak di bidang education ya, karena tadi memang foto voice itu pertama kali di bidang kesehatan dan pendidikan. Nah ini juga ini foto voice salah satu artikel yang sudah memasukkan foto voice di bidang pendidikan. Nah ini untuk di higher education research. Ini juga bisa Bapak Ibu baca kalau ingin mendalami gitu ya tentang foto voice yang digunakan di bidang pendidikan. Ini sudah di higher education. Mungkin artikel yang bisa dijadikan referensi. Baik, selanjutnya. Nah, untuk desain instruksionalnya dalam penelitian saya itu ada 6 minggu. Sebenarnya saya mengajar di sana itu kelas saya sendiri. Jadi di sana merupakan kelas sendiri, saya sendiri. Tetapi khusus untuk artikel saya ini, saya menggunakan 6 minggu pembelajaran yang saya setting. Di sini adalah desain instruksionalnya, ada 6 kali pertemuan. Yang minggu pertama nanti saya akan membahas tentang lagu, tentang makanan dan toko untuk melihat kosakata dan tata bahasa Arab membuat lagu baru di kelas. Seperti ini, pertama kita perkenalan dulu, saya yang menjelaskan tentang melatih kosakata tentang toko. Yang kedua, adaptasi lagu tradisional dan rap dengan lirik baru untuk melihat kata baru yang berkaitan dengan makanan dan toko. Jadi setelah minggu 1 saya memperkenalkan tentang kosakata toko. Nah ini kemudian kita aransemen gitu ya dengan lirik-lirik atau dalam lagu seperti itu. Terus yang ketiga setelah menyanyikan lagu bersama, siswa membuat lagu dan mereka sendiri untuk dibawakan sebagai kegiatan kelas. Jadi siswa sudah membuat lagunya sendiri. Nah ini yang minggu keempat mempelajari kosakata bahasa Arab, terus ditambah dengan lagu Jika Kau Suka Hati Tepuk Tangan. Untuk contohnya, contoh itu ya. Terus yang kelima, minggu kelima menggunakan kosakata baru, mulai menentukan alur cerita dan menulis lirik untuk karya teater musikal. Jadi di sini nanti hasil akhir dari kelas saya itu adalah membuat video yang isinya itu karya musik atau arrangement dari anak-anak tentang kosakata baru, yaitu makanan dan toko seperti itu. Itu hasil dari penelitian ini desain instruksional minggu terakhir seperti itu. Jadi untuk sebenarnya nanti ada minggu kedua dan ketiga ini saya juga menjelaskan itu Mbak. Jumlah isinya sama pilihan, kalau bahasa Inggris apa ya? Foto video, structure, structure grammarnya kedua, ketiga, empat itu saya juga menjelaskan kan grammarnya dan grammar bahasa Arab seperti itu yang nanti bisa digunakan untuk siswa menulis atau menuliskan alur cerita yang diinginkan. Ini adalah desain instruksi. Oke, selanjutnya next. Nah, ini hasil dari penelitiannya. Ini adalah karena saya mengajar ini adalah pondok pesantren ya, jadi siswanya itu tidak boleh membawa handphone seperti itu. Saat saya selain ini ya, selain voice, saya juga ada sesi wawancara. Jadi nanti pesertanya ini minta saya mereka minta, Bu nanti carikan saja gambarnya karena memang tidak memungkinkan memotret langsung karena tidak diizinkan menggunakan HP seperti itu. Jadi ini menggunakan HP seperti itu. Jadi tadi setelah siswa saya beri instruksi ungkapkan. Jadi dalam foto voice, foto kan saya yang ambil voice atau yang dituliskan siswa itu ada 3 konteks. Kenapa mereka mengambil foto ini? Alasannya apa? Kedua, terus bagaimana perumpamaan belajar bahasa Arab ini dengan foto yang ditampilkan seperti itu. Ini masih belum terlihat ya, jadi belum bisa membaca. Untuk etik penelitiannya, saya juga menjelaskan sebelum melakukan penelitian ini, saya menjelaskan bahwa penelitian ini akan saya jadikan penelitian, saya ambil datanya dan nanti saya saya tuliskan menjadi sebuah artikel yang dipresentasikan di Konferensi Internasional iRecall seperti itu. Jadi saya masih lanjutkan. Ini saya termasuk suka dengan metode ini karena menurut saya foto ini bukan lebih gitu ya untuk penelitian metafor kalau dalam bahasa Arab itu ada katanya al-majaz ya, al-majaz atau perumpamaan. Di Al-Quran juga banyak ya tentang al-majaz itu. Dan saya termasuk suka yang berbau al-majaz, ada perumpamaan, rasa seninya. Ini masih belum. Apalagi ini yang saya teliti adalah siswa MTS, jadi kan masih tergolong anak-anak ya. Jadi ini pas sekali jika digunakan untuk meneliti yang masih anak-anak. Kalau Bapak Ibu mungkin ada di bidang pendidikan dasar atau PAUD atau TK lah, ini adalah metode penelitian yang cocok untuk dijadikan dalam penelitiannya. Ini adalah yang di sini ada foto dan ini voice atau yang dituliskan atau yang deskripsikan atau suara dari siswa saya. Gitu. Masih belum terlihat aja. Ini diumpamakan dengan pelangi. Nah, ini sebelum saya meminta menuliskan foto voice mereka, saya juga membriefing dulu dengan mereka. Nanti apa yang perlu dituliskan seperti itu. Nah, ini saya juga menjelaskan yang perlu dituliskan ada perasaan, bagaimana perasaan atau rasa belajar dengan menggunakan metode penyanyi yang dilakukan. Nah, ini contoh dari foto voice murid saya. Ini tentang diumpamakan dengan pelangi seperti itu ya. Perasaan saya selama belajar bahasa Arab itu seperti pelangi yang selalu ada saat sehabis hujan. Begitupun sama saat saya mempelajari bahasa Arab selama ini, jadi saya menjadi lebih ini seperti saya suka belajar bahasa Arab dengan metode bernyanyi seperti itu ya. Nah, ini adalah perasaan dari mahasiswa saya tentang pembelajaran bahasa Arab, menambahkan tanyanya untuk desain instruksionalnya seperti itu. Nah, ini alasannya sendiri. Kenapa memilih pelangi? Karena bahasa Arab itu walaupun awalnya itu seperti indahnya pelangi, walaupun awalnya belajar saya kurang mengerti materi sama sekali, seperti waktu kecil saya kosong, akhirnya memahami tentang warna-warna pelangi. Nah, ini adalah contoh dari foto voice siswa saya atau partisipan penelitian saya. Oke, selanjutnya Mbak. Untuk foto voice yang kedua, nah ini diumpamakan terbalik. Ini pertanyaan seperti saya belajar bahasa Arab itu diumpamakan dengan sekelompok burung yang berkicau seperti itu ya. Saya metode pembelajaran saya mengumpamakan metode pembelajaran bernyanyi bersama ini Bu Yulita. Pembelajaran bersama Bu Yulita itu bagaikan sekelompok burung yang berkicau di atas pohon. Kita bernyanyi dan berbincang-bincang bersama dengan penuh rasa senang. Kita juga melakukan nyanyian-nyanyian yang baru dalam bahasa Arab yang sebelumnya kita dengar. Kita menyanyikan lagu bahasa Arab bersama-sama agar kita mudah untuk menghafalkannya. Jadi ini di sini emosinya dia senang, kemudian ini juga mempermudah dalam belajar itu mempermudah menyanyikannya. Mudah untuk menghafalkan materi yang disampaikan, terus saya mudah dan jelas untuk mengerti dan tidak kesulitan apapun. Nah ini kan tidak kesulitan apapun. Jadi tadi untuk metode bernyanyinya di sini mempermudah siswa belajar bahasa Arab. Nah, alasan saya memilih sekumpulan burung yang sedang berkicau adalah karena menggambarkan kita yang sedang bernyanyi bersama di saat metode pembelajaran bernyanyi bahasa Arab pun demikian. Jadi ini adalah voice dari siswa saya yang kedua. Jadi pembelajaran bahasa Arab itu dengan menambahkan nyanyian dalam desain instruksionalnya itu membuat mereka emosinya senang, kemudian mempermudah Kemudian yang saya ini berkaitan ini dan selama periode tabungan menghasilkan manfaat keseluruhan pada motivasi dan kesenangan siswa dalam belajar bahasa Arab. Seperti itu adalah indikasi. Untuk kesimpulannya mungkin bisa disimpulkan sendiri dari yang sudah saya jelaskan. Oke, baik. Terima kasih. Sekian dari saya. Syukran kasiran ala ini kami
So now we will the next speaker that already introducing Prof. Julia. Okay. Good morning, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you, Prof, but we are still preparing the
Can you hear
audio.
me? Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Give me some minutes to prepare the audio.
Sure.
Oke, sambil menunggu perbaikannya. Here we have Professor from National University from Taiwan. As the third keynote speaker that already joined us in the meeting.
Morning, Prof. Can you please talking?
Yes, you hear me now? Okay, good.
I'm so sorry, Prof, but your sound is not clear in here.
I'm checking if you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's okay. It's clear.
And my share screen is okay. All right, good. And you get the link already? I sent you in the chat box.
Can you say something?
Hello?
Yes, once again.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Mhm.
Okay, Prof. We open for the start problems. And then
But I hardly can hear you. It's not clear for me.
Okay, Prof.
Also, I sent the link again to see if you can open the link.
Okay, Prof. Can you hear me, my voice? Is it clear? Okay. Sorry for some troubles and some problem, Prof. That we must change or reschedule our keynote speaker rundown. Okay. So, so glad to having you here, join with us in our second iRecall International Conference in this morning. So for you deliver your presentation or your topic that will you deliver, I will introduce you briefly to all the participants. So here we have the keynote speaker. She is Prof. Ai Chunyan, right now as associate professor from School of Humanities and Social Science, from Department of English and American Literature, from National Donghua University in Taiwan. And then she earned master degree from University of Nottingham School of English, and she continued her PhD in University of Nottingham School of English. And also for her research interests, they are, the first one is competence, English knowing bilingual education, and the second one strategic teaching and learning, and the last one is literature in language education. So Prof. Ai Chunyan, again, so glad to having you in this international conference. So we do apologize because some troubles, yeah. So you have around 20 or 30 minutes for delivering your presentation, and then if we have extra time or more time, we will going to the question and answer section. Okay, Prof. Ai Chunyan, time and floor is yours.
All right, thank you, everybody. I'm sorry, I really hardly can hear you, but I will try my best to make you hear me. Right, so you can hear me perfectly, huh?
Yes, your sound is
Thank
clear
you,
enough.
everybody.
You can just
Okay, and welcome to my talk today. And the topic, I don't know if we are having the same thing. I think so. Is about this promoting multilingualism and multilingual education in Taiwan. All right, then I think we can discuss something about the diversity of Taiwanese education schedule, and at the same thing in between that, do some comparison, and because this is a section for us to know each other, and then we can embark on a journey that crosses the local to the global. It's not only for the international, we can only be the local me and local you, and the global me and global you. All right. And then I will emphasize some important, the importance of fostering linguistic educational landscape. Okay. In the world that is becoming increasingly interconnected, like through Zoom, and then the ability to communicate across language, cultural understanding. As far as I know, Indonesia is significantly larger. Well, I don't need to really know it geographically just by the map. I know it. Like you're really, really big. And Taiwan's a really small island. All right. So you in terms of the land area and the population, you know how many times you are bigger than us by land? Want to guess? It's about 53 times bigger. No, 50 times bigger than Taiwan by the land area. And how about the population? Any of you are really good about the numbers? It's roughly around 12 times. So by land it's 53 times, and by population it's 12 times. So in a small island like Taiwan compared to Indonesia, we are really proud to say we have very vibrant tapestry of languages, and it's imperative that our education system reflects and preserve this linguistic diversity. You hear me? No problem. Huh?
yes, bro.
Okay, it's about 22 most used language in Taiwan. So you can, if you get the link, you can open this. So are you with me now here in the new link? Yeah, okay, good. Because I hardly can see the screen from your land. Okay, so you see 22 languages. Okay, and then let's do some mathematics. If Taiwan has 22 languages and your land area is 53 bigger than Taiwan, right? So 22 times 53. It's about 1,160 languages in Indonesia if we do this scale mathematically. But you should have 1,166 language. But in reality, the report says Indonesia is home to over 700 languages only. In this way, I can say, wow, I'm really proud to be Taiwanese because we have more language diversity than in Indonesia. But this is only a joke. I just want to let you know, 22 is not a small number in Taiwan because we are really small. If we put this ratio in Indonesia, this is a very, very, very good number because larger by the ratio according to the time. You should have 1,100, but in reality, you only have 700. Okay, the local language. So in this formulation, well, oh, we might be really proud of having more language than you have in Indonesia. It's a fun joke, sorry. I'm not really I'm saying you have less language. I'm really proud. I just want to make you know that in the small island in Taiwan, we do have multi-language users. Okay, so you see different colors. It's about the areas speaking with 22 different languages, but the language you see here in blue is the main language we use. It's Chinese Mandarin. In green is Hakka language. Oh, sorry, Hokkien is Taiwanese. We usually say Taiwanese. Okay, mostly we speak Mandarin, and the second is Taiwanese, and in pink is Hakka. All right, and in brown, okay, it's something we call arrows. This is what we call the South. In plain translation is South Island language. Okay, including Indonesians and Malaysia. Those, well, this is what we call Austronesian languages, and we can go south down to Australia. Okay, so all this we can say, well, Taiwan is here, and then we go south to Australia. All these countries along the Pacific Ocean might speak similar languages. So we are a family in the world. Okay, and then let's have an overview. That's another very interesting thing in Taiwan. I don't know if you have that. Let's have a look at this keyboard. This is a keyboard. When you are in Taiwan, if you want to buy a computer and you get a Taiwanese keyboard, you will have this, and you may get confused. What are they? Yeah, remember I introduced you the color. The color. Okay, so that's the same idea. We have top 4 languages, but it doesn't mean we have 4 languages written. We only have 1 written language system for this 22 languages. One is Chinese keyboard, the other one is English keyboard. So you can see the English keyboard here. And we have other symbols for other keyboards. Right. Then this is what we call the Mandarin Chinese input method. Okay, with these colors. Okay, in black is English keyboard. So we have 4 different keyboard input methods. It's different from the language. Okay, all 4 Mandarin typing, Chinese typing. So we have pinyin in black. We do Chinese by pinyin spelling with English spelling. And we have ppmv. If you know some Chinese, some of you may know it. This is ppmv in purple. And in blue, that's what we always say. Well, this is for old generation. The old generations learned can 仓颉, okay, in this blue. And then 大义, that's another old generation. They learned the Chinese typing through this green keyboard. It's so interesting. We have even different 4 methods to type Chinese. I don't know if you have the similar system, like typing, and with different keyboard layout in one keyboard. So that's why people always say, well, Chinese is a really complicated language. Even this, the keyboard, is confusing for foreigner already. Okay, but this is just something interesting to let you know. Okay, and let's get back to the line. So you see the blue, the green, the pink, and the brown. Okay, this brown is basically the language that may similar to your language. So In this multi-language background, Taiwanese government just has the ideas of putting multilingual education from our year one. Okay, from the earliest years of education in our primary and the secondary schools, we have embraced a holistic approach that places local language at the forefront. All right, you can have a look at this. This is our curriculum guideline of 12-year basic education, which means from year 1 to year 12. All right, and then we will just focus on the language classes. Okay, the language we will have. Okay, then you can see here. For the high school, we have Mandarin, native language, Chinese, sign language, even. Sign language is kind of language education. We do teach sign language in the school. All right. And all are required optional classes. What does that mean? All students need to take any of the language they want to learn. They have, but they are not forced to learn. Okay, so that's why I say this is required optional classes. And you see how many times, how many credits they have to take. Like English for 18 hours, Mandarin 20 hours. But this, the extra languages, only 2 credits. So what you can see, we still place very, very emphasis on Mandarin, Chinese, and English, even though we ask a student to learn an additional language, I mean local language. Sign language is included in the local language critics. Okay, and our commitment to provide local language classes ensures that students not only connect with their cultural roots, but also develop a deep appreciation for the linguistic heritage that defines our identity as Taiwanese. So those students, so that's what I'm saying, those students who want to learn Tao language or sign language or Amis, whichever, definitely has a reason. And that is the cultural root, basically. Okay, and then what else? When we progress through this educational journey from year 1 to year 12, I have to tell something very interesting. We only started our English classes from 2005 for elementary school. Before that, we can only study English from junior high. Okay, it's not only 20 years yet, almost 2 years to go. The English classes started to be taught in elementary school from 2005. And we have our bilingual subject classes from 2019, like a few years ago, 5, 6 years. How many years ago? Can anybody help me the mathematics? 4 years ago. Okay, 4 years ago. Now, have a look at our curriculum subjects here. This bilingual subject classes means there's no class called bilingual classes. It means apart from this language art classes, we will use 2 languages in all these subjects. So we will have bilingual mathematics classes, bilingual social studies classes, and bilingual natural science classes, bilingual blah, blah, blah classes. We use 2 languages. And then as you can see, what are the 2 languages? Mandarin and English. Why? Because recognizing the global significance of English as a lingua franca, we the words, the skills needed to communicate effectively on the international stage. Just like today, it's an international stage. So the government really want to have this bilingual subject classes as a cornerstone to help the student develop their international possibilities, the potential. And on the other hand, we also integrate local languages, as you see here. Okay, we integrate for those students who learn the communicate with you clients. And there's something very interesting. Maoli area can come. We have people from Maui integrated language classes. So we prepare out for the challenge, and to support this initiative, we annually recruit around 500 teachers and teaching assistants. You see, the number is huge. The government pay a lot for these teachers and TAs to be here in Taiwan because we just want to increase the language diversity, the cultural diversity. And then we just welcome everybody who can be a language supporters. Okay, if you can be a language supporter in Taiwan, welcome here. Welcome international students and international teachers, not international businessmen. That's evidence. The teachers to participate in language activities or assist the local teachers to conducting English-related classes from elementary school. Okay, it's not only in elementary school. It's in elementary school, junior high school, senior high school, and also in the university. All right, now just continue to see the Taiwanese government did for this language diversity. So our native languages, which means the local language, including different tribes, and then sign language. Now, remember, I mentioned that we have Taiwanese Sign Language. It's not international, it's Taiwanese Sign Language. This is really local. Okay, so we just want to communicate with people who need to communicate. And then, very, very interesting thing is the new immigrant languages. I will tell you later. Okay, so remember I said we don't really ask the student to take some certain language. Instead, we ask them to take the critics based on their motivation and their needs. Like my daughter, she's not an Amis, but she always asks me, can I join the Amis classes? But she cannot because she is not an Amis, and then the class is full. She cannot take the place if the class is full and she is not from that cultural background. All right, so this is why the Taiwanese government want to say they want to keep the root of the culture. They want to revitalize the missing language. Okay, and then they can take more. Okay, as in high school, they can take more, but in total, they cannot accept the critics of 210. So this is the regulation. Okay, and then let's have a look at this one. The language related in high school education. The Mandarin classes decreases. That remember, in earlier years, they have more Mandarin classes, but now you see only 8, and the native language increased to 4, and then English 6. You see the progress. For the younger learners, we emphasize on Chinese Mandarin more because that's the language we use daily. So they definitely need to have more class periods. But as time goes by, they've got different educational, educational energy and power. The hours is altered. Why? Because we want to increase the international mobility for the students. So we have the second foreign language from high school, senior high school. So some senior high school may speak Spanish and French, or Korean or Japanese, whichever language. They've got enough class numbers, the students. The school just need to look for the teachers for them. So in our language center, we have the French TA program. So our French TA from France has to go to the senior high school to teach French for them. This is integrated program with university and the senior high school, and that is the program. Okay. And how if you don't have the nearby university offering this kind of teachers, and then you have to look for your own French teacher or Spanish teachers or even Indonesian teachers. Okay, right. And this is a clear table for you to understand why we can call ourselves Taiwan, a really small island, a very multilingual place. Okay, and then why do we do that? Well, as I told you already, the government wants to promote our international mobility and to increase our language potential. But something very, very interesting is because our National Development Council, our government, and the Ministry of Education are committed to our bilingual 2030 policy. 7 years to go. Not even. We're almost 2024, 6 years. So with just the 7 years remaining, we must tirelessly guide and encourage students from year 1 through the university to achieve this goal. And at the same time, we need to force teachers from year 1 through university to achieve this goal. Why I use two different verbs? The students, I said, encourage students. But for the teachers, I said, force. We cannot encourage the student if the teachers are not offering this language or bilingual class. Yeah, so we have to force the teachers to be bilingual, to be multilingual first. Okay, and this is released, I remember, 20. Oh, there's no date, but this policy is related at the end of 2018. And then because of that, we have a project called BEST for the university. For the elementary school, year 1 to year 12, they have a project called bilingual integrated, language integrated subject bilingual projects. Yeah, and that's what I just told you. The students need to do bilingual. Oh, okay, here. Bilingual in this non-language related class. And the teachers to teach bilingual course. Not everybody, of course. We start from one subject, and then two subjects, and then three subjects. From one teacher to two teachers, and till the end of the day, the whole team, the whole school. So still, we are on the way. We're not ready yet. It's not 2030 yet. 7 years or 6 years. Right. And the 2030 policy, as the Taiwanese government say, is to boost the competitiveness, the mobilities, the potentials. All right, so we definitely would like to invite you to be here as an international student, for your, either for your master or for your PhD, or for your visiting program, like professors. You can arrange a visiting program with us. Oh, that would be good. Why? Because in Taiwan, let me close this. For the higher education, we have a program called BEST. Okay, let me enlarge this for you. BEST, where is BEST from? BEST is from the program of bilingual education for students. BEST, okay, in college. We go into my university also was recruited in this BEST. All right, I will let you know how we run this later, but we just focus on this project first. Okay, and this BEST project is run by the Ministry of Education. It's not the National Development Council. It's the Education Ministry. So this is highly related with education policy. All right. From year 1 to year 12, we focus on bilingual subjects. And now as we turn our attention to higher education, we just shift our multilingual education, like bilingual and local. Okay. This education, multilingual education, local language education, we shift this education to English as a medium of instruction, this EMI education. Well, in the Indonesian way, you call this AMI, right? For this AMI project, the university teachers have to teach some of the subject in English. Well, we can do that easily. It's because we have a lot of international students. It will be very difficult for the students from year 1 to year 12. Sometimes the students feel weird. Why do we need to use 2 languages in the class? Why don't we just learn everything through our own language or through our local languages? This is something the student cannot understand. But this is a policy. What can we do? All right. Language from Japan, from Spain, from all over the world. So we offer this language for the students in the language center to study the foreign language. It's the same like the high school foreign language policy. We have more. And it will be very interesting. We have a lot of international students. And sometimes our international students with a master degree, they become our lecturers to teach maybe Arabics, maybe Vietnamese, maybe Indonesians, maybe Koreans, and even Spanish. So now, with all this language I just mentioned, we do have our international students who study PhDs, and of course, they have the master degree, and they become our lecturers, part-time lecturers. Isn't it inspiring? If you come here and if you can be a Taiwanese lecturer, it's going to be a different life for you. Okay, but for our own faculty, the Taiwanese faculty, not the foreign faculty, the Taiwanese faculty, we center on English taught classes more than bilingual classes. Why? Because we are asked to run EMI classes. All right, this strategic choice reflects on our dedication to preparing our graduates, the undergrads, for success in a globalized job market. Okay, if they're going they don't want to continue the study. Okay, if they want to continue the study, we're preparing then for a success in an international university that can go anywhere. So EMI education not only enhances language proficiency, but also cultivates a global mindset, ensuring that our students are well equipped to contribute meaningfully to international dialogues and collaborations. Okay, so all this language arrangement from year 1 to our undergrads is basically for the international market. I can conclude our multilingual people in different places, and as we gather here today, we interconnect already, right? All right, and then this is a project by the MOE. If you are interested, I will show one term here. Our MOE, our Ministry of Education, originally, our government originally want to promote a bilingual nation, a bilingual country. But years after years, well, it's only 4 years, we change our mind. Our government changed our mind. They consider this is something impossible, mission impossible. Okay, Tom Cruise maybe called them, you're doing mission impossible. All right, they just changed this bilingual nation, the idea, into bilingual education. So that can fit in a Taiwanese milieu. This is nothing for us. It's nothing important or nothing serious if we don't do bilingual nation. We are Taiwan, just like you are the Indonesians. What? Taiwanese. Why do we need to do bilingual nation? But bilingual education is a must. Yeah, because we need to have a global mindset. Okay, and then if you want to know more about us, then you can just click any bar and then you can get into our project. Now, let me introduce you the achievements of my university's EMI project. Not achievement, I would just say the ways we run and the focus. We want to help the EMI project. And we reflect on the opportunities for our students. Okay, now here, you can read it clearly. Yeah, I already told you the best. Okay, and then I conclude this project with 2 trends. One is best as bilingual education. And remember we said the MOE asks us to do EMI, and bilingual is not EMI. EMI is not bilingual. So when I dropped the university proposal, I divided this into 2 tracks already: bilingual education and EMI education in Donghua University. Okay, those are 2 totally different things. Why I do that? Because it's not a must for all students in Taiwan to learn this subject through English. And it's not fair for the teachers, the faculties in NDHU who are not ready for English talk classes. So we just ask them to do it bilingually to start with. And eventually, we hope they can reach this EMI level. But if they cannot, fine, just stay in the bilingual track. There must be some teachers can stay in the EMI track. Nothing is wrong. Okay, and then something very important I definitely have to share with you here is when we do best bilingual education or EMI education, the quality needs to come first. So now I have this comparison for you, the teacher quality and the student quality assurance plan in NDHU. For the teachers and the students, the university level, we have called Academy of English Empowerment. It's not Language Center, it's not Teaching Excellence Center, no. It is called the Academy of English Empowerment, specifically for this EMI, the best EMI project. So this academy will try to arrange different plans for the students and the teachers. Basically, they have similar progress. Okay, the first one is the EMI Laura. Why we call it why we call the EMI Laura seats? Because they start from the beginning. And we start to have the TAs or study companion to help those who need help. That's for the students. And of course, the teachers need help. So we also have this Laura C teacher program as well. We help the teachers to improve their English proficiencies. But some of them just like, oh, I just told me that I haven't used English for ages after I graduate. And I've been teaching here for more than 20 years, 15 years. Oh, it's really difficult for me to retrieve my English again. So we have to help them, just like we are offering the teachers program to use English in classes again, right? Then we help them to use, you see, the language in the EMI classes. And for the students, we offer the language clinic. Why? Because for the the Taiwanese government, they ask the student, that's official requirement. They require the student to get B2 certificates. It's not only to take EMI classes, at the same time, they need to show the government that the English can reach B2 level. And it's not plain B2's reading and listening. It's B2 plus, 4 skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. It's 4 skills. So this is a very difficult project. and very, very difficult requirement for the students. So that's why we need to help them both on EMI classes and the language proficiency. And how about for the teachers? The teachers, we encourage the students to take exams. And we encourage the teachers to take intercultural communication events. Like today is international cultural events or international language use events. We just encourage teachers to take as many international events as possible. So in this way, we can use the language, right? Either you prepare it or you don't have to prepare it. You use it. Okay, and then after that, the teacher need to take the international events and for the student as well. So the Language Center and the Academy of English Empowerment will just look for different possibilities for the student to get involved with international students, well, either in Doha University or cross Taiwan or cross countries. I've done the international talk with Hong Kong students, Vietnamese students, and the LA students, the US students, not only from LA, from different states. So this is a very good way to help the student use language in a natural way. Well, if the student just speak English with us, it's not natural because I'm not a native teacher. I'm not a native speaker. Well, if we put them, well, it doesn't matter if it's like face-to-face in Taiwan, well, because we have a lot of international online. Oh, those who they never met before, and they will not meet again. That's a very, very exciting event. And also we have the student from different countries to run different online talks. So all this can help the student to encourage them to help the student to use language, English, in different events. So when they get into their EMI classes, they will have more confidence. Okay, but for the teachers, oh, they are suffering because they need to get the EMI evaluation, the class evaluation. But the class evaluation is not to fire them, but those class evaluation is to let us know how to help the teachers to run, help us to run the teachers program. So this is kind of feedback, and then we just find the problems and we run the program, and then we continue working on the program and then get a feedback. If the teachers need some help or they reflect something, and we can redo the program. So this is a positive circle. It's not to complain or to blame the teacher's language problems. All right, so in this quality assurance plan, we just try to make it as friendly as possible. So when they feel comfortable, they can help themselves getting successful in the EMI classes. And the students as well, if they're comfortable, they can just take the EMI classes without any problem. And the student will have EMI certificates according to the subjects they take. We have different ratio arranged, like EMI 1 is for the student who take 5 EMI classes. I mean, example. Okay, EMI 2 is like you take 10, EMI 3, you take 15. So we do this racially. So the student will have this certificate printed with the note printed on the transcript. So this is something that will help them get a job in the global market, to get opportunities to have the offer from the international university for their masters or PhDs. So those can be considered as academy achievement and also the future market achievement for our NDHU best EMI project. This is our framework. Our framework is to have best and EMI in different ways. And then we have the teachers and the student quality assurance plan. We're going to the same way, just for different groups, for the teacher group or the student group. Okay, right. And I think my time is just, I'm over time, huh? In closing, let us reaffirm our commitment to nurturing linguistic diversity, also bridging cultures and empowering the next generation with the tools they need to strive in an ever-changing world. The tool is the language. All right, together, let us build bridges. Well, we already have the bridge through Zoom that transcend language barriers and create a future where communication knows no bounds. All right, and thank you. Hope this conference is a source of inspiration and collaboration for all of us. All right, any question at the moment?
Okay, thank you, Prof, for the great presentation. That's really interesting topic for us to discuss. Maybe all the participants in Zoom meeting or in our room, if you any question, maybe you can raise your hand or directly ask to the keynote speaker from the Mbak Yunita, Mbak Afrida, or to Prof. Chunyan if you any question. But before we are going to the question section, I will summarize the topic from the keynote speaker for first keynote speaker, second keynote speaker, and the third keynote speaker. Okay. The summarize from the Prof. Chunyan that there is 4 languages written in Taiwan, especially in their keyboard tools, because in Indonesia we have only 1 alphabet, like in Europe, 26 alphabets. But in Taiwan, it's really interesting. There are 4 type of their keyboard, and then in Chinese, especially Taiwan, National Development Council in 2030 will going to the bilingual nation. So this is like very futuristic for our education. Maybe in Indonesia, hopefully have bilingual education also. Like what will Taiwan planning? Okay, and then for the second keynote speaker from Yunita, because like similar with Afrida about photo voice, from Yunita, feel the use photo voice for the feel what the student want to say using music and listen the song. And also for Afrida, photo voice make sure for the help the student during the learning process and what the student wants. So the student can tell about their wants by using photo voice and describe what the student want during learning process and help the student also. Oke, jadi summarize atau rangkuman yang kita dapatkan dari keynote speaker kita dari speaker pertama, kedua, dan ketiga. Dari Prof. Chunyan sendiri mengatakan bahwa nantinya di tahun 2030, khususnya di Taiwan, akan adanya planning atau perencanaan bilingual education ya, khususnya pada semua subjek kecuali subjek bahasa. Nah, kemudian tentang keynote speaker kita yang kedua itu dari Mbak Yunita, menggunakan photo voice khususnya itu untuk membantu siswa dalam mengungkapkan apa yang siswa itu rasakan melalui musik ataupun lagu-laguan, yang mana nantinya itu akan lebih memudahkan para siswa itu untuk membantu dalam proses belajar. Sedangkan dari Mbak Afrida sendiri itu mengatakan bahwa the metaphors itu atau penggunaan photo voice yang diaplikasikan itu dapat membantu proses pembelajaran si siswa, baik itu apa yang dia lihat, apa yang dia rasakan, apa yang dia pikirkan, sehingga si siswa bisa mengikuti proses pembelajarannya. Okay, so is there any question for our keynote speaker? Is it any question maybe before we are going to the next session from online meeting, online Zoom, or in our room? Okay, Mbak Dina, okay. Mbak Dina join our Zoom ya? Yeah. No. Okay, maybe suruh ke sini aja Pak. Iya, maybe. Sini aja ya. Sini aja. Oh, sini. Okay, maybe untuk siapa? Okay, so here we have one question for Prof. Aichunian from Mbak Dina. Okay, Mbak Dina. Iya, duduk aja.
Okay, first, thank you so much for the chance. And then first, I want to say thank you to all the keynote speakers, Mbak Yunita, Mbak Frida. It's really inspiring to use photo voice, and I already download the journal to be used in the next research. But since the Professor Aichunian has the same field with me, I will ask to you because I'm also really interested in multilingual education. And you just mentioned about implementing English as a medium of instruction in National Donghua University. So one thing that I want to ask, when the students are taught in the class by using EMI, is there any placement test for the students before they are admitted to the class? Or either is there any qualifications that they should have if they want to take the EMI class?
Okay, right, you hear me still, right?
Sorry.
You hear me? Can you hear? Yes or no? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. Okay, good. Usually we don't. The student will evaluate themselves. If they sit in the class, they cannot understand anything, they were just dropped.
So it's like learning by doing.
Yeah, they don't, but at the same time, we have English classes offered by Language Center. That's university-wide. It doesn't matter if you are taking EMI classes or you take the Chinese talk classes. All the students need to take 6 credits only 6 credits. Yeah, so if they want to take English taught classes, they just sit in the class and then they self-evaluate. Well, if they suffer, they will just drop. That's it.
Okay, so it's self-evaluate. And then also later there is a quality assurance, like the graph that you have just explained. There is an evaluation from the lecturer or the university as well.
We have different evaluation. One is from the university, so that is the general evaluation. But from the center, the EMI center, we have another evaluation, just focus on how students feel and learn through these EMI classes. All right. And we also ask the teachers to self-evaluate their way of teaching, how they feel the way they're teaching through English, and how do they feel about the students. So there's two different tracks. EMI class taught classes, English taught classes will have one EMI evaluation, quality evaluation for teachers and the students. For the university one, that's for general, and that the students' evaluation, the student evaluate the students' performance, but the teachers will not self-evaluate. Okay. If we don't run EMI project, if we don't have the sponsorship from the MOE, and then we will not do this EMI evaluation.
Okay. That's really interesting. Thank you so much for the explanation. I think I have got everything answered, Dr. Aichun. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you so much for Mbak Dina for the question to Prof. Aichun. Maybe, and is there any question? No. Okay. Okay, Prof. Thank you so much. Before we are leaving the Zoom meeting, we will take a picture a little bit with you, Prof. Maybe, okay. Okay, so we will pose like a formal first. Okay. Okay, I will count until 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Okay. Another pose. I count again. 1 till 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Aichunian. So glad to see you here with us in our Konferensi Internasional for from iRecall. So thank you so much for the great presentation. Okay, so we will going to the coffee break, and then we will go to the next session and see you soon, Prof. Aichunian. Thank you so much again. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Chun Yan. See you.
See you. Thank you. Bye.
We will be waiting you to going to Indonesia.
Right. Okay, see you.
Oke, for the online participant, nanti kita akan kembali lagi pada pukul 1 siang untuk lanjut ke keynote speaker yang terakhir dari Dr. Ain Jordan, and nanti dilanjutkan dengan diskusi para. Oke, terima kasih.
Kalau seorang masuk. Baik. Oke, jadinya Ewe Jordan. Moderatornya Pak Kasno. Kasno. Oh, bukan. Yang share ke sana. Ya, itu nanti untuk yang presenter offline. Ewingnya itu udah di dalam.
Hello, good morning from Scotland and good afternoon, I think, to you in yeah. sound I'm hearing is quite distorted. It's quite hard to hear. So okay.
Good morning, Win.
Good morning. Okay, I can hear much more clearly. Whoever
It's the signal here
was
is not
speaking
really
there. Yeah.
good.
Oh, okay.
Apologies for the appointment for early morning presentation. I believe it's still dark.
No
over there.
worries. Yeah. It is. It's pretty dark here. Yep. It's doesn't get light till around 7:30 or so at the moment. So it's 6 at the moment in Scotland.
You know, it's because of the globe.
Yeah.
For me
Yes.
myself, I hope it is a flat Earth. Yeah. So it's all the same time.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I can also feel envious of you guys when I can see you there in just a shirt and hopefully enjoying some warm weather in the afternoon in Indonesia.
You should come here.
Yes, yeah, I'd love to visit. I'd love to visit.
We will start for about 2 more minutes.
Sure. Yep, that sounds good. I'll just be back in 2 minutes. Just give me a
Yes,
second.
please take it.